So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why the 2018 iPad Pro, this iPad, is the one to get for most people. So similar to the previous video I made about the 13-inch MacBook Air from 2020, I'm going to make a case for not buying the latest and greatest Apple hardware and maybe thinking about going backwards and getting a more, let's be honest, getting a cheaper version. That will do the exact same job for, in some cases, half the price. All right, so I actually bought this iPad in 2019. So this was a 2018 iPad, bought in 2019. I actually bought it refurbished from Amazon. So it was already used already. So yeah, it's 2023 and it's still working. So that in itself tells you a lot. Actually, this is the 64 gig version. So I wanted to get the 64 gig because I thought, let me save money and I'll just use iCloud to kind of compensate for that. So I've actually tried to replace this iPad in a way. So I bought the 2020 iPad 12.9 inch. I tried the M1 12.9 inch with the mini LED. I tried the M1 11 inch, and you know, using these things side by side, and this is the thing, if you buy something completely brand new, you never really get to use it side by side with an old product. Unless of course you have the old product like I did. And the difference, there was no real material difference. Of course, you go to Apple's website, you scroll down and they'll tell you about all these liquid glass, mini LED and all this extra stuff. But day-to-day usage for most people, you know, I wasn't able to replace my 2018 version with any of those new iPads. I want to break down why that was. Okay, so let's talk about power, processing power, those new chips, the M1 chips. So I think that is probably one of the most seductive reasons why people would want to actually buy a new iPad Pro. So the reason why I don't think it's worth going the extra mile price-wise and buying the newer ones for the M1 chips, a lot of the apps that you will use don't actually take advantage of the M1 chip. The 2018 iPad I showed you, that iPad has been used to do multiple things, to do video editing, to do, you know, create thumbnails even for this channel. That's had the power to do that already. Adding the M1 chips, most apps aren't going to take advantage of it to the length that you would, to lengths that most people would actually benefit from. The point is really that 99% of you, and you know, with the best will in the world, most of you will be using your iPads more for content consumption than content creation. And the M1 chips aren't gonna make YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime, etc., do anything more than they already do. And for that 1% of you who will use, you know, the M1 chips to their full potential, maybe you're using loads of layers in Procreate, you're doing heavy video editing in LumaFusion. For those people, you probably already know who you are. And to be honest, if you're really sensible, you wouldn't be doing heavy video editing in LumaFusion. You'll just get a laptop. It's just more efficient. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. Okay, so let's talk about the display and the size. I'm putting these two things together because the 12.9 inch is the only iPad with the kind of upgraded screen. So I'm putting these two things together. So the 12.9 inch iPad Pro now supports HDR content. It's got this very high contrast ratio screen, which I'll be honest, is quite nice to look at. However, again, it comes down to this. Most people, and me personally, I don't consume HDR content on my iPad. If I'm gonna watch content like that, that's so engrossing, I'm just gonna do it on the TV, sitting on the couch, relaxing. You know, to have an iPad to do just that, again, it's gonna be for someone who's creating content and maybe editing videos, HDR videos, and they wanna do that on an iPad for some reason. Most of you will not. Okay, so let's talk about size. So the size is definitely a personal preference. 12.9 inch for me, and I've tested it extensively, it's just a bit too big for me. Now, if you're doing art, you spend a long time drawing on your iPad, I think actually the 12.9 inch is the way to go, because I've done some art in my time and I think it feels the most comfortable. There's a lot more room, and if you're doing like hours and hours of drawing on end, that's like your thing, it would be worth, I think, splashing out for a 12.9 inch iPad Pro. I would still go 2018, not the M1, but I think it is worth it going the bigger size. For everybody else, I think the 12.9 inch iPad, in my opinion, just doesn't have the versatility. So for example, if you were to get the Magic Keyboard attachment for that 12.9 inch iPad Pro, I've tried it and it is so heavy, but not just heavy, the weight distribution is so kind of top heavy. I've done video comparisons of this before. If I remember, I'll link them in the description, or link them here. And the weight distribution is the main thing. People will talk about the weight, and the weight is very heavy when you combine a Magic Keyboard and the 12.9 inch iPad Pro, but it's the weight distribution which I think really messes up that experience. And I wouldn't go for that. If you're getting a 12.9 inch iPad Pro and the keyboard, just buy a laptop. Seriously, buy the MacBook Air M1. Seriously, it's a much better experience. So honestly, with that being said, that's actually most of the things you should consider in terms of buying an iPad Pro. Honestly, screen size, the display, and the processing power. The rest is they're all really samey. Obviously there's a LiDAR sensor in the newer ones, but again, 99% of you will not even know what to do with a LiDAR sensor. I don't. So you don't have to worry about that. It's okay, so here's my recommendation. I think you know where I'm going with this. Buy the oldest version of the newest iPad. So that is 2018 and beyond. So, and for the iPad Pro, that's 2018 and beyond. So don't buy the one with the older design, with the older Apple Pencil. Don't touch that. 2018 and moving forward, that's what you should buy. If you can find the 2018 iPad Pros, I don't know how difficult it will be. Probably a lot will be on the used market, which I think is great, because if you get it refurbished or renewed through Amazon or Apple, you can actually get something that, like mine, 0 problems. I've had it for 5 years, 0 problems. Sorry, 4 years, but 0 problems. So getting it renewed, there's no issue with that. Don't be too snobby about that. The battery still works fine. It's not run out. Incredibly, the battery still works fine. So don't be too snobby about that. And if you wanted to get a 2021, you maybe just found a better price, I wouldn't. I still think that's a good option. I just really, if your money, even without money, I just still think for most people the 2018 iPad Pros are perfect, because you're gonna be doing content consumption with maybe some note taking if you get that pencil, but for the most part, content consumption, browsing, note taking, reading. I know you think you're gonna be doing some crazy stuff because you bought the Pro. You're probably not. So just get the 2018 version if you can. If not, the 2020. But I honestly wouldn't go beyond that for most people. Well, hopefully that helped. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. It takes a moment for you, but it means the world to me. And I'll catch you in the next one.